Okay, so why is everybody so fascinated with white vans? In November of 2022, a 22-year-old woman, let's call her Jane, who was also pregnant, was kicked out of her family house and was forced to live on the streets. Then one day she met this man, 36-year-old Michael Bauerhaus, who offered to give her a place to stay as well as food to eat and a place to wash up at. So Jane agreed to it just because it gives her a place to stay at and a place to stay warm until she figured out what to do next. The two go back to his place where she feels that she'll be safe for a while as well as get some comfort, but instead she endures 3 weeks of straight torture. Michael will go ahead and tie her up to a bed and place her into a room that was deadbolted on the outside. Michael would repeatedly R. Kelly her multiple times while she was held captive, and there have been times he actually invited other people to come over and do the exact same thing to her. During her interview, Jane would go on to say that the reason why she obeyed everything that he told her to do was because if she didn't, he would threaten to bite her like a vampire with his teeth, in which he had filed down to a fine point. Now, during the time she was held captive, she would make 3 attempts to escape, which the first 2 was unsuccessful because the first 2 she was captured both times and were brought back to the house to a point they actually had to sedate her to keep her there. And the 3rd time she managed to escape was when she was actually rescued because they sent her to the hospital due to some complications she had with her pregnancy, and while she was there, a nurse had realized all the signs of being trafficking. And since this took place in Michigan, Michigan has a team known as the Ghost Team that deals with human trafficking. So once the Ghost Team realized what was going on, they launched their investigation and went ahead and arrested Michael. Now, during the Ghost Team's investigation, they had found out that Michael was trying to start a gang whose main purpose was to train people to find vulnerable women and take them to an undisclosed location, and they use that location as their headquarters to traffic them. So early this year of 2023, everything was all set for Michael to go to court, but the prosecutor ended up having to drop the case because the witness failed to appear in court. And despite their best effort, they were not able to locate Jane, so they had no choice but to drop the case against him, which looked like he was about to get ready to walk. But what ended up saving the case was the fact that there was a second victim that came forward. Nobody knows who her identity is. Let's go ahead and call her Michelle. She came forward and told her that she was a victim of Michael's from 2003 to 2007. Michelle would go on to say that from the age of 4 all the way up to 9, she was assaulted by Michael multiple times. Going to say that he did the exact same thing that he did to Jane to her. So with the information that Michelle had gave them from an incident that happened over 20 years ago, they went ahead and kept Michael in jail. And on top of that, he is being held without bond, and they also captured the people that was involved in it as well too, except for there are 2 people that are unaccounted for.